I almost hit you so hard, Shannon. Oh my god. I almost killed you.
No, he didn't.
I almost killed you.
The look on your face is so good. Why didn't you yell?
Because I was ready to attack. I was.
Does it focus that close? Going to Universal Horror Nights today. I know, he's so excited. As I was saying today, he was like, you're gonna be so scared. And I'm like, no, I know it's not real. I'm aware that it's fake, and it's gonna be sold out with so many humans around. I feel like this is the kind of date that I actually wanted. You got it?
I think we gotta, I don't really know.
Huh?
I don't really know, so I think we should just go right here.
Does he work here? I don't know.
Look at her go.
Am I an old person for coming to a theme park looking for tea? Second cup?
I feel like, if anything, it's a personal space issue. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried because I feel like we're in a partner's control. Like, the girl up in here, like, babe.
Nah, I was straight the whole time. I had no problems.
Alright, so first things first, how would you define fear to you?
I think fear is something that just frightens you, that gets you going, that gets that adrenaline pumping a little bit, that makes you want to just, for me, it makes me want to attack. But I think way back in the day, fear was a necessity to survive in the wild. You need to have fear to move. You needed to have fear to run. You needed to have fear to get something, you know? And so I don't necessarily look at fear as a bad thing. It pushes humans over the edge to do something they wouldn't do if they weren't scared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think fear is feeling out of control. It's that space where you don't feel in control of your destiny, and that unknown is a threat to you. So that's why for me, I'm most afraid of things I have no control over, like ghosts and goblins and spirits, like stuff like that where I have no jurisdiction or knowledge of. I don't know your capabilities, I don't know your motives, like that makes me scared. Like, I'm not afraid of insects and stuff because I feel like I understand you. You know what I mean? Like, we have a general mutual goal of survival, but now you're infringing on my space. Let me politely guide you to the exit, sir. But a ghost, I don't know why you're here and what you want, and that scares the shit out of me.
So you believe in ghosts?
I don't. I told you in my last apartment, I would hear this ghost walking around at 3 a.m. every single day. And for like a month straight, I slept on the roof in the morning. That's when you weren't sleeping over either.
On the roof?
Because, you know, the roof of my old place.
It couldn't have been the neighbor that was above you, right?
I was on the top floor.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't watch scary films at all.
Yeah, she does. She watches with me all the time.
What do we watch?
You go on the scary movies with me.
What scary movie have we seen together?
We watched The Purge. You watched that episode.
Is Purge scary?
Yeah, and we watched the episode of Black Mirror. That
you were acting super weird afterwards.
Me?
Yes. I was in the shower. We watched this creepy ass TV show, and then I was in the shower, and he came and opened the curtain and just stood there.
No, because she was acting all scared. Like, oh, is that you talking?
There.
Is that you over there? So I'm like, okay, I went in there and looked at you like, yo, I'm right here. I didn't say anything. What is wrong with you?
He just stood there and stared.
No.
I was like, sir, please back out of the premises. I don't feel comfortable. I've never been afraid of people. Even to this day, I travel alone. I'm not scared of people.
People can do some crazy things. I don't think a ghost can do anything crazy.
Have you not seen The Exorcist?
Oh, have you known anybody that's been possessed?
Someone told me that their roommate was 100% for sure possessed. So
I'm gonna repeat the question.
I
Have
don't
you
hang
known
out with
anybody
people like that.
been
That
possessed?
wouldn't be, like I said, because of the fact that I purposefully tried to like avoid these things in my life. I don't associate with people who would be possessed. I think that it's a very specific kind of person who gets abducted by aliens, who gets haunted by ghosts. So I don't fuck
A
with those
crazy
people.
person. Those are the crazy people.
So why do you watch all those things if you don't?
It's
believe in it?
entertainment. It's fun. Like to get your blood going. You know what I mean? We went to Universal. Like, did you not have fun there?
I did.
Exactly. It's fun. It's
I
just
had
like
more
an
fun
experience.
in the
like,
times not in the haunted houses though. Like just chilling, walking with you, like.
It was fun though. It's fun. It's fun to go and get scared. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one of the greatest bonding time that I had with my father was we would play this video game Resident Evil when I was in like elementary, and it was so fun. Like it was just, you know, I'd never actually played it until I got older, but like watching him play it and being scared.
That was your bonding time with your dad, watching him play a game?
Well, like it would be in my room with my system. I didn't play it by myself. You know what I mean?
But you weren't playing.
It's a one-person game.
So you just sit there and watch your dad play, and that was your bonding.
That wasn't the only game we played, but like don't
Sorry.
come on, don't do that.
How does fear outside of the artificial play a role in your life? Like, what are you scared of right now?
I mean, I guess you know, in reality, is like I'm scared of not making enough money, or I'm scared of not making it. You know what I mean?
Like, is it really scared? Like, is that the actual word you use?
Yeah, it's scary to end up like, you know, when you, especially for me doing music, you know, there's a moment where you think to yourself like, am I one of those crazy people that think they're good at music but really are not? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a moment where you think of that when things are not moving forward, and things are not doing it like as well as you expected them to do. So yeah, there's a fear in that, you know, but then I shake it off and keep going.
Mm-hmm. I should say that because there was a video that I did that I put your song in it, and people were like, who was this person? How did I find this music? And like no one could find it, but it was you.
Yeah.
And
it's nowhere to be found yet.
No. Do you feel like fear has held you back from putting your things out?
You know, in the beginning, it wasn't fear. It was I'm trying to figure out how I want to market things or how I want to put things out. But then after a while, like a year goes by, 2 years go by, and then it's like, okay, I haven't put anything out in the last 3 years. Maybe I should just tuck them and just forget about it. But you know, I'm gonna put them out probably like in the next couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And just let it go and just start on
the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, just putting them out, like everything that I worked on that I feel like is listenable, and just letting it go, and then starting new, starting fresh, whatever that is, wherever I end up at.
The same thing with relationships too, though, is like if you operate from a fear-based foundation, you're afraid that you're not enough, you're afraid the person's going to leave you, you're afraid the person's going to cheat. Like, I also think that is probably one of the worst ways to get into any situation. So while fear is a good thing and it's necessary and it's healthy, it's like everything else in life, it's subject to balance. Like, it can't be the overriding emotion. Like, I have fears, but if I had to really think about them, they don't run how I live my life.
Do you fear anything with being in a relationship with me?
I fear hurting you sometimes. I do. And not like I'd ever do anything to hurt you, but I fear that more than anything else. I fear being hurt by you less for some reason. I just don't feel like you'd ever hurt me. And then, do you feel in return that I would hurt you?
No, not intentionally. And I think that's the worst one, if you are vindictive and you're hurt, which a lot of people are. What do you fear in your career? What do you fear in everything, like as far as, you know, relationships?
I kind of fear not getting married. I fear like I'm not building a career that's sustainable or is going to grow over time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing relatively okay right now, but I kind of am afraid that, you know, setting up a career on YouTube, for example, like, is that a sustainable model? like in 5 years, am I going to end up in a position where I'm like starting again? So I guess I'm a little afraid of that.
Well, that's why I feel like you always got to keep your head on a swivel. I think a long time ago, I stopped living off of fear. I stopped living off of what people thought. I stopped living off, and it started when I left the church. Nothing against church, and if anybody goes to church, I'm happy and keep doing it. But for me, it didn't work, and when I left, a lot of characteristics or personality traits that I had kind of fell off. And a lot of that had to do with what people thought, because when I left, a lot of people that were still going to church, the church that I went to, put a lot of judgment on me. And I had to like not care what they thought. I'm living my life. They are not living my life. So their opinion on my life doesn't really affect the way I'm gonna live my life. You know, it might piss me off here and there, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna look around and realize, oh wait, I'm still living good. I'm still eating good. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all good. It's all love. But so it's hard for me to like pinpoint what I'm scared of, because I've kind of been like not really focusing on the fears anymore. And if I am scared, that's how I know something is important. You know? That's how I know. That's why I get that butterfly feeling right before I get on stage, or that's why you probably get that butterfly feeling right before you go on The View, or when you go on. So you don't care about this. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. For me, when I get those butterfly feelings and I feel like I'm like, oh, yeah, I care about this, like, because I want this to succeed. You know.
I think preparation for me is a sign that I care about something, but I kind of had a love-hate relationship. It's crazy because when I first started doing hosting or TV work, period, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of fear in it. Like I would feel sick, I'd be nervous, I'd be on set, not really having fun, like kind of being super technical. And then afterwards, I would like overly scrutinize myself. I'd end up crying and like just not happy.
So then that goes. You kind of had a similar experience of letting go of feelings that you didn't want to carry.
Yeah.
You know, same thing that happened when I left the church. It was like, I can't really focus on what you think. And for you can't really focus on what they think of your performance anymore, because it doesn't do any good.
I can't really focus on trying to be enough for someone else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's why preparation for me is the answer to that, because all I can do is know all that I can and arrive at the situation with what I have and who I am. What sort of worry about? If you put the practice and the work in, and that will manifest. If you ask me a question I don't know the answer to, I'm gonna have to say I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't be afraid of that moment.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is, and that's a lesson for me to say, okay, cool. You didn't really know your shit as much as you should.
Or you just didn't know that question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. And I feel like fear maybe represents that for me. Even in relationships before, where I experienced a lot of fear, it was because I wasn't really comfortable with that person. I didn't understand that person. I didn't know what they were going to do.
Was there any fears that I may have carried qualities of your ex?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. But you can't live your life, like that. Like, I know who you are as a person, and I feel like I know where your limits are. And I feel like I said, like, I felt like today you were carrying a little bit of testosterone on you. So I was like, I know I'm going to do for him when we get home.